welcome everybody. If you haven't joined us before for one of our Tuesday chats with Dr. Heidi, we've got lots of other awesome ones that we've uploaded to our website and also on our Instagram, so you can jump on and catch up there. But today, our biggest topic today we want to talk about is anxiety in dogs. And I guess we've got a few questions from our customers about, what is anxiety? What does it look like? Because sometimes it can just be a badly behaved dog. It might not be anxiety, So we're going to unpack all that today. So our first big question is, what does anxiety actually look like in dogs?
Great question. So dogs show anxiety through their behaviour and their body. So it can be the signs that you might recognise as anxiety, but also potentially some that you may not recognise as being anxiety. So typical behavioural signs including a dog that is pacing back and forward and back and forward. Could be a dog that's just standing there frozen, that's panting or trembling. It could be a dog that just barks continually, barking. That can be a very anxious dog. Some dogs are submissively anxious, so they whimper or whine continually. Some dogs are highly destructive, so they might chew the door frame on a door that they're locked in, chew the legs on a chair, break apart a pillow. Those types of destructive behaviours can indicate that your dog is suffering from anxiety. Some dogs are just exceptionally clingy, and the owners tell me, they're a really clingy dog. And some dogs just can't settle, usually without the owner. Those are typical behavioural things that an owner can see with an anxious dog. But there are some physical signs that some owners may not attribute to anxiety. So things like a vomiting dog. A dog that has vomiting and or diarrhea. Because of the excess stress cortisol they're constantly under, that upsets the gut and the microbiome, and therefore you'd see vomiting and diarrhea. Dogs with itchy skin can be a physical sign of a dog that's anxious. Dogs that will lick or chew at their feet or lick at their flank continually can be anxious, and dogs that don't settle or sleep well. So those are all situations where we can look at things and say, well, what is the nervous system of the dog trying to tell us?
Yeah, totally. It's super interesting, that there's like the actions and then there's also the physical, which you need to synergy those together. Like if you're getting that and you're getting that, you've really got an anxious dog. And then, there's totally like different severities, I feel, because there can be really whimpery dogs or they can just be being bad. I guess another big, one that people say, I don't know, I feel like generalization here, small dogs can be more prone to anxiousness. Is that true? Are certain breeds more prone to anxiety, or is that just a big myth and we just pretend it?
Well, there's breed and then there's environmental and then there's owner factors. So certainly very intelligent dogs, like very intelligent people and children, can be more prone to anxiety because they're experiencing the world in a much bigger way. So they may be light sensitive, they may be sound sensitive. They pick up on stress cortisol from the owner. They know the owner's heart rate as soon as they walk in the room. And so a really intelligent breed like a poodle is constantly aware of stress factors, not only in themselves but in the other people and potentially in the environment, and they're thinking about those things. So anxiety is a really heightened sense of arousal in the dog. The nervous system's on really, really high alert, even when there's no immediate threat. And so often small dogs spend a lot of time with an owner, not just female owners, but a lot of the small white fluffies that we see. They're a lovely companion for a family dog or a lady's dog. Or a single person's dog, an older person's dog. And so their experience of the world is intimately entwined with the owner. So therefore, yes, we can see very, very anxious small dogs. In saying that, we also can see very anxious larger breed dogs. So often dogs who are rescues, often dogs who haven't had the socialisation period that they needed to lay down correct pathways in their between 8 and 18 weeks. And that's not a breed issue, that's a socialization of the puppy issue. A lot of larger dogs that are rescues, their behaviour is a bit obnoxious, and so the owner has made allowances because they're a big dog. They're a little bit scary. They might be scary to people, they might be scary to little children, they might be scary to other dogs, and so they've actually isolated those dogs instead of behaviourally modifying the dogs behaviour and assisting and training the dogs. Actually made it worse. Big dogs can experience anxiety in a more physical way that's easy for the owner to see, whereas sometimes the behaviour of little dogs, it's very aware from their mental state that they are really anxious. But some big dogs that are fearful just sort of shut down, they'll pull back, they'll pull their faces back, they'll pull their ears back, they might cower, but they actually might be really aggressive.
Yeah, you can.
All of those are symptoms of anxiety in dogs.
So I guess because there's so many variances of anxiety, you know, like the extremity to minor. How, if I don't want to like medicate my dog, like go to the vet and you know, get a prescription, how can I medicate my dog naturally? Like, is there food? Is there something I can offer it? Like, what can I do naturally or help with its surroundings to, like, you talked about education, like as in the 8 to 18 week period of like socialization, and that's an awesome topic we could cover off as well, because it's so important. People squirrel their puppies away sometimes and don't do that essential training. But yeah, talk to me, how could I cure this naturally?
Well, it's a little bit of understanding about what anxiety is. So it's not just in the dog's head, it's actually a whole body condition. So it involves brain chemistry. So you will have heard of words like serotonin and GABA. It involves gut health. So that's where we talk about the gut-brain axis. And it involves inflammation and stress hormones. So therefore, a multi-layered natural initial approach is a really, really good idea. So when we're looking at treating dogs for anxiety naturally, nutrition is always your foundation, without fail, because you can't calm an anxious dog without supporting the body first. So always start with things like a whole food, highly digestible food diet. So food is medicine. We've talked about that a lot. You've got to give an anxious dog adequate protein. So they need the amino acids to make the neurotransmitters in their brain. No building blocks, no output. So no serotonin, no GABA, no protein. So protein is really, really important. And again, we could do a whole podcast on nutrition and protein.
We could.
Omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids are highly anti-inflammatory. So making sure that if you are getting a source of, say, fish oil, make sure that it's a very high quality product, preferably a New Zealand product, preferably third-party tested for heavy metals. And go for the small wiggly squeaky fish. Not the large tuna. So tuna is a carnivore, it's an apex predator. Very large fish live a long time, and tuna circumnavigate the world right around the equator, right past Japan and Fukushima, where we have pollutants going into the sea, and that bioaccumulates in an apex predator over time. So a lot of tuna are no longer fit for human food consumption, and they can end up in pet food. So be very, very aware of tuna. Whereas sardines don't live long enough to bioaccumulate heavy metals. So that's a much safer option for people. So a stable body then creates a stable mind. We do have herbal support available. They are gentle adjuncts to treating your dog for anxiety, but they can be very, very powerful. So there are some really good core calming herbs. But like all medications for dogs, not all human medications are safe for animals. So please seek advice on that. We do obviously have the Cedar Pet product, which is a product that I've designed. that is specifically designed to calm dogs, and we've found it to be more effective than Valium used correctly.
Yes.
So half an hour before stressful events for a lot of dogs would mean half an hour before you get in the car and go to the kennels, half an hour before you go to the vets, or half an hour before you possibly need to trim their nails or there's fireworks. So
asking for a friend here, maybe me. Would this also be suited for, because obviously like fireworks, vet visits, kennel visit, like Jax is actually fine for those. But I find that he has a really like displacement issue when people come over, like he gets so excited. Would it be like, could you do it then too, to sort of like just take the edge off when there's like a whole lot of people coming around and he's like, I don't know where I fit.
So it's just, I call it calm the farm, obviously.
Yeah, Zenim, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So chamomile is very widely used. It's a very safe herb. It's great at just reducing the triggers and the anxiety in the brain. Passion flower, St. John's wort, and a bit of skullcap just takes the heat out of the situation. Behaviourally, though, for you to try the next time someone comes over, is put a little sign on the front door, and all it says is, do not look at or talk to Jax for 5 minutes. That's the rule. So when they come in the house, there's not all of this direct eye contact, you know, high, whizzy type exciting behaviour. Be calm and boring.
Yeah,
no eye contact with the dog and don't talk. And that works very well if you retrain your visitors to follow that rule, because that's really, really helpful for the dog. It's very overstimulating if we have people that come in that essentially it's the person acting up, and then it's the dog that unfortunately gets in trouble because they think it's game time. They think it's all on. There's so much vocalizing that they're being overstimulated. Zip it would be on my just tell them to zip it. Don't look at or talk to the dog, and they need to follow instructions if they're at your house.
Yeah, he can go anywhere and he's absolutely fine. But when people come to our house, he just gets so revved up. And then there's certain people that he like does a wee on.
That's right. So if you thought of it, Sammy, next time that happened, video the whole situation. Send it to me and I'll explain to you what the triggers are and what we can do to fix that behaviour. But we could fix that behaviour really, really quickly.
Okay, good.
So back to natural solutions.
Naturals,
so as well as pet, there's some other very good core calming herbs that we use. So we use lemon balm, we use chamomile, we use valerian. Those things are very good. And then for other dogs, you may need to actually get veterinary help.
Yeah.
Because they become distressed.
Yeah.
And it takes a while if you're fixing food and fixing gut microbiome and fixing B vitamins and fixing neurotransmitters. These things take time to build, and to build a microbiome community does not happen quickly. So that's where you seek veterinary help, where the dog is hurting themselves or hurting other people, or you're clearly out of your depth and you're just not sure where to start. Do not be embarrassed if your dog is doing some really dumb stuff. As a vet of nearly 30 years of experience and a lot of that training dogs, people just need a few tips.
Yeah.
It's a bit like being a good super nanny for children. People don't realise what they're doing wrong, and to give them just 3 to 5 little simple tips like don't look at or talk to the dog to get them started, but seek veterinary help early. Seek it from a holistic veterinarian or a veterinarian who has a lot of dog training, or a veterinarian who, you know, some of us are older than others.
A bit more mature,
See a lot of cases. So there's certainly no judgment involved. And if anything, these are the cases that we find most rewarding. We love to win those dogs over, like we love to win over spicy cats.
Yes.
Sometimes it just takes time.
It is. Yeah, so you're saying, just make sure you act early. Like, don't leave it till the very last minute where they're ripping their nails out or like destructive.
And literally, unfortunately, really, really.
Or eating the couch in half a leg. Like, there's no right or wrong time. Like, if you're thinking you're not sure, get veterinary help, because at the end of the day, it's going to make the owner's life 100 times better if they're in control of their dog. And I know it is easy to be like, that's just my dog, that's just how it is. But
And
more to
also,
not, it's
these are
behaviour.
not a 15-minute fixed conversation.
No.
These are a double appointment or a triple appointment, because if this has been going on for 5 years with your dog and steadily getting worse, it's not going to be fixed in 5 minutes. So no supplement can fix a chaotic environment.
Exactly.
It's live in reality. So dogs really thrive on a predictable routine, like children. I know in the morning I get up, I go outside, I have my drink of water, then we're going for a walk. Dogs like predictability. That reduces stress for them. Daily exercise, like for people,
very much,
is essential for nervous system regulation in the dog. That's where they get their information. That's where they're out sniffing the world and being in the sunshine and getting their vitamin D. You cannot skip the basics. So dogs thrive on having predictable routines. So going for a walk is really, really important. So their daily exercise is essential for their nervous system and nervous system regulation. So a short walks where they do lots of sniffing, lots of fun, lots of investigation and knowing which dogs are in the neighbourhood. It's a bit like the neighbourhood gossip.
Yes.
And then the other types of exercise, so say you've got a border collie, you need to be really aware that that breed needs an hour and a half of flat out running, high volume exercise to meet their requirements every day. So those things are super important. Mental enrichment, things like sniffing and training with your dog every day or at least 2 or 3 times a week, and opportunities to play. So both with the owner and with other dogs leads to happy hormones that we all know, and we get to just chill out a little bit, not be so wired. And then don't underestimate the value of a safe, quiet, sleeping, resting place for your dog. So you can set up a crate, cover it with a blanket, so it's like a nice little dark cubby, away from TV, radios, computers, Wi-Fi, preferably. Somewhere that's really quiet and boring and your dog can actually just deeply sleep and rest. That will really, really help your dog's anxiety. So for a calmer brain, we're wanting structure and movement. For dogs. So natural care works best when we slowly modify things. So we're looking at gradually desensitizing the dogs to, say, noises. So it might be if we videoed someone coming to the house that Jax would hear the keys, tinkle, 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 and then they'd hear up to the front door, on the door, and then ba-boom, off Jax goes. So all you do is those 3 things. You say nothing. Let Jax go for a second or 2, and then calmly and boringly, Jax, come, sit on your mat, wait, good dog, treat,
structure,
you leave. And you might have to do that until Jax no longer rushes the door, or I'm not saying he does, but just in case.
No, this is a great example.
Thing, because people set these dogs up to fail effectively by teaching them by the sounds and then the things that happen. Positive reinforcement always with dog training. So always quit when you're winning. So if you're not sure and the dog's tired and you're tired and you're getting upset, and you'll know because you'll be using far too many words and not enough body language. Then come, wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, sit, good dog, wait, treat, finish. Always quit when you're winning, when you're training dogs. Short, regular training that's positive is much more effective to desensitizing dogs for things. Avoid punishing an anxious or nervous dog. It actually increases their anxiety. They're not suddenly going to become not anxious because you're telling them off. So a lot of the behavioural training that I do is reflective and showing the owner what they're doing and how the dog experiences that. And a really great way to do it is actually to get the owner to sit in a chair. If they're leaning over their dog or shouting at their dog or using a lot of body language, get the owner to sit in the chair and then have someone stand over them and explain to them how intimidating that is. If you imagine you're a little dog and have someone coming towards you like this.
I know, like, come on, don't you? Yeah.
It's
Not that good.
not
Yeah.
very cool. So teaching them the value of their body language and how we treat dogs with anxiety, but being calm and boring is a cornerstone.
Yeah. Cool.
And then we also use natural products like lavender, and I know you've got
Yeah.
some lavender products. Lavender is
Yeah.
really safe. Safe for the owner, safe for the dog, not essential oils. So lavender soaps are great. Lavender spritzes maybe around some pillows and things are great that are diluted with water. And also lavender shampoos I've found very helpful. It's very calming and it helps the dogs to really ground. I use lavender a lot, even when people are actually upset in the clinic.
Yeah, it's just
I find that really helpful. But safety first when you're dealing with an anxious dog, your safety and the dog's safety, because dogs can become fear biters. This is not the time to have your small child around.
No.
Dogs have to be bomb-proof to be around children.
Yeah, yeah.
And particularly if you do have a small person in the household, your primary responsibility as the parent is to ensure that that child is not bitten, particularly in the face.
Oh, God, yes.
So that's where you must seek experienced, qualified help, not asking Aunt Doris on Facebook.
Or ChatGPT.
A qualified professional.
Yeah.
What are the things I need to do to make this a safe environment for my dog who is anxious, but my toddler that is going to toddle up to that dog on the couch at face height, at bite height. You can't have those things happen. So really, really important to have, correct help and when to seek help. When to seek help is when the dog is really panicked or really, really distressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because something that you may perceive as anxiety may actually be, like a little dachshund I saw in the weekend, his bladder was blocked.
Oh yeah.
And he
so it
couldn't pee a stone, and his bladder felt like it was going to explode.
Yeah.
And it could have not his owners quickly rang the emergency vet, which just happened to be me, and we saw that dog straight away, and we showed the owners that the stone stuck.
Yeah.
So making sure that there's not an actual reason for your dog being anxious, rather than a medical reason.
Exactly. So yeah, act early if it's just all getting too much, or you just know in your gut that it's something else. Well, that has been awesome, Heidi. I've got lots of points that I want to cover off now and talk about in different areas. Is there anything else you want to add? Otherwise, I've finished all my questions for today.
Probably just worth noting that natural support works best for mild anxiety.
Mild, yeah.
We are not talking about an aggressive dog who is dangerous to themselves, to other dogs, and to people. We're not talking about a dog who's ongoingly destructive because of their anxiety. Okay. A really tailored veterinary plan is needed for those dogs.
Yeah.
And I suppose just to end the podcast on things like a wee quote that people can probably remember. So something like, calm is created, it's not forced.
Calm is created, it's not forced. That's nice.
So combine three things: nutrition, natural support for the dog, check the environment, and then seek veterinary expertise if you want your dog to feel safe, balanced, and well.
So we've got nutrition. What was the next one?
The environment.
And check the environment.
Natural support for them.
Natural support, that was what I was thinking. Yeah, so nutrition, natural support, check the environment, and then seek
combining veterinary expertise.
Yeah, nice, got them. Great, those are my 4 bullet points. I love that.
The dog will feel safe, balanced, and well.
Feel safe. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Heidi.
You're welcome. I hope that's helpful. I realise that there are a lot of anxious dogs. I feel like I've seen, as a veterinary surgeon, more anxious dogs since 2020.
Yeah.
And as anxiety increases in the world, because dogs are sensitive, because they can hear things you can't hear, because they can feel things you can't feel, because they know about hormones like cortisol, you can expect the dog to be a mirror. So first of all, if your dog is anxious, make sure that you're not anxious. And because they will reflect that cortisol and anxiety, and that is not the dog's fault.
No.
We as owners have to take full accountability for interacting with our dogs in a way that is beneficial to the dog and not just being non-mindful around how our behaviour is impacting them.
Absolutely.
There you are.
Cool. Oh, thank you so much, Heidi. Okay, great. Well, we'll be back same time next week. But otherwise, thank you. And anyone pop in the comments if they've got any topics they want us to cover. But otherwise, we'll go from there.
Have a great day.
Thank you. See you. Bye.